evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'm so happy to be with you tonight. It's always refreshing to be able to bring back to the studio music that you've grown to love, right? Right? I know that you guys like what's going on the attic. You check in with me, you tell us that you're liking what's going on YouTube. Tonight, I'm excited. One of my all-time favorite, and I say favorite, but I don't say all-time favorite all the time. I say favorite a lot because if they weren't good, they wouldn't be on my show, right? But there's a band. Name of the band is Plywood Cowboy. You've heard of them, you've seen them, you love them. Tonight we're going to get a solo act from the founding and leading member of the band. He's amazing. He's a singer-songwriter that just doesn't quit. We're going to talk to him about all kinds of upcoming events in his life during the interview. But right now, please help me welcome into your home and into your life, Steve Dedman.
Gotta make it slick. Going too fast, crash like a fool. Spring of 81, I'm trying to be cool. Take me on back. Take me on back. Take me on back. Even when I go down and breathe that hometown air, that I begin to see. It's the memories that take me on back. Take me on back. Take me on back. Up on a ladder and a board and a tree. It's a little crooked, but it'll hold me. I've got big plans for walls and a door. Spring of 81 in my tree fort. Take me on back. Take me on back. Take me on back. Even when I go down there and breathe that hometown air, that I begin to see. It's the memories that take me on back. Take me on back. Take me on back. There's a single clap in the room from Dot. Thank you, Dot. It's great to be here.
Everybody out in the audience is clapping too.
Yeah. Stepped off the bus from Newburgh, she had bells on her feet. A worn out rose print carpet bag, smell of honey dust so sweet. She'd been rambling since the age of 10, she'd been searching since 14 for a soul who could hold her in a world that seems so mean. Hair silky long and auburn fell down past her knees. Eyes crystal green and vacant, she seemed to float upon the breeze. She set up shop at the edge of town. She turned tarot cards and tricks with a heart so callous and wounded, trampled by the loveless sex. She's a free spirit out on the freeway. She'll bow to your divine, get you stoned on cherry wine. Those that know her say she's lost. She's the only one who knows just how much that freedom costs. Long haul truckers know her well, throw a blinker toward her sign. Known on the CB radio as Miss Honey Dust Divine. She searched all of man's religions, free to embrace all she seeks, only to lose it in the pain she leaves between the motel sheets. And one night she finally got so weak she cried out to her John, let out 20 years of bottled pain after reading out his palm. But for once she had chosen right, she found truth in his embrace. Said tomorrow we'll both go to church and ask for the good Lord's grace. She's a free spirit out on the freeway. She'll bow to your divine, get you stoned on cherry wine. Those that know her say she's lost. She's the only one who knows just how much that freedom costs. In a white robe with short auburn hair, she had never felt so clean. On the river banks with the preacher, wash her sins and pains downstream. In the water you could see Miss Honey Dust simply float away. But she keeps those damn bells on her feet in that old free spirit way. She's a free spirit out on the freeway. She'll bow to your divine, she'll get you stoned on cherry wine. Those that know her say she's lost. She's the only one who knows just how much that freedom costs. Thank you very much.
I had to get out the tissues. That song, you know.
The allergies are kicking in a little bit, but I should be okay if I can make it. Should we lighten it up a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough song.
It's a tough song. It's not that bad. I mean, there's a lot of redemption at the end. Everybody's fine. It all works out in the end. Most of my songs work out in the end.
They do.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I can't write a sad ending. Well, there ain't nothing like a red bone whining on a sunny Sunday morn. As we get ready for the Lord, he's staring at the door. He's wondering, why can't I go get myself some God? And now my red bone walks straight yard, across old Route 82. And they sauntered up through them church doors and pews, not knowing whether he's a Christian or a Jew. Well, there ain't nothing like red bone whining on a sunny Sunday morning. As we get ready for the Lord, staring at the door, wondering why can't I go get myself some God. And that coonhound walks straight up to the altar. Them church folks say dig that. And them windows were open and that sun beamed in. Thought my red bone was gonna start saying mass. Well, there ain't nothing like red bone whining on a sunny Sunday morning. So get ready for the Lord, staring at the door, wondering why can't I go get myself some God. That preacher walked out, he condemned that hound on high. Said no dog will preach on my ground. My red bone went out, he found a couple friends in town, even busted a few of them out of the town. And there ain't nothing like a choir of hound dogs howling on a Sunday morning. So get ready for the Lord, staring at the door, wondering why can't I go get myself some God. Well, there ain't nothing like a red bone whining on a sunny Sunday morning. As we get ready for the Lord, he's staring at the door. He's wondering why can't I go get myself some God. Now you see why I keep a band around me, so they can handle some of that other mid stuff, you know. I'm mostly just the guy that sings the songs.
It's all good, Steve.
But on Dot's Grandma's Attic here today, I have to be a kind of a soloist and filler on my own songs, and that scares the heck out of me.
You're doing great.
So that's a true song. You know, I wrote that song years ago it was about an old hound dog that I had that wanted to go to church across the street, you know, and my wife and I would go over there, walk across the street when we were getting married. Before we got married, we wanted to get married in this little church. And so he would howl the whole time we were there. And I came home and wrote it as kind of a little joke. And some of the guys in the band I was playing at the time, they're like, let's play that song. Let's play Redbone. That's a good song. And so here I am, I don't know, 10 years later singing it on Grandma's Attic still.
Good song.
It's a fun one on the piano, that's for sure. And where are we going to move it to? I will attempt to impersonate a bluegrass player here. Can I do that?
You can do that.
And this is a song I wrote about 6 people that live in my town. So, one day I just sitting there. I was like, "There's a verse about that person there. There's a verse about her over there." Village drunk's not wearing any clothes anymore. Walked into the grocery on the floor. And the village drunk's not wearing any clothes anymore. He walked into the grocery and he threw them on the floor. Word is spreading fast, keep your children at home. It's just another day in the sunny little town. The Janet out on Eagle Street, she's selling Mary Kay. She met her third husband on her second wedding day. She settled down with Bob cause she knew he'd stick around. It's just another day in the sunny little town. Well, it takes all types, make this world go round. Well, it takes all types, make up the sunny little town. And the prom king is looking in the mirror again. He's combing his hair and he's counting all his friends. Everybody knew he would take home that crown. Just another day in the sunny little town. The preacher's youngest daughter, she's starting to show. Well, who the father is, nobody knows. Bright and starry eyed, she keeps hearing her name from behind all the tables at the Tuesday bingo game. It takes all types, make this world go round. It takes all types, make up the sunny little town. Lady Johnson, she's yelling at the birds. They're over in the compost pile eating all the worms. Chose heaven to marry, she's got a heart of gold. Still smiling and singing at 88 years old. The Dixie Cup seedlings, the second graders grow. And out to the garden where they plant them in a row. Bright, hopeful faces staring at the ground. It's just another day in the sunny little town. It's just another day in the sunny little town. It's just another day in the sunny little town. I think that was the last single we released before the pandemic. Sunny Little Town. So you
Yeah,
can
I don't
find that
remember
out there.
hearing it before.
Yeah. And let's see here. Probably one of the favorite songs that Plywood Cowboy plays is a song called Stray. And the story behind that song was a good friend of mine was going through some rough time with his marriage, and there was some infidelity within places, and as he was telling me the story, and he's crying his eyes out, and I'm listening. I'm thinking, man, there's some really good song material in this. My friend's pain is like really strong, and I gave him whatever advice I could give him, and sent him on his way. And years and years later, that marriage had fallen apart, and he was with his girlfriend at the time, and she's tugging on his shirt, and she's like, I think this song is about you. And because he was coming to all of our gigs, and he was a good fan, a good friend and a fan of the music. And so anyways, this song is called Stray. Like a dog who strays too far from home, he reached a road for him to roam. Bed kept warm, embers glow. How the switch gets turned, we'll never know. Is he sorry he broke the chain? Is he sorry that they fought? Is he sorry he caused the pain? Or is he sorry that he got caught? Winter, gray and cold, that burrow he had dug, it was growing old. He found himself way across town, a road he knew he shouldn't go down. Is he sorry he broke the chain? Is he sorry that they fought? Is he sorry he caused the pain? Or is he sorry that he got caught? How the switch gets turned. Ooh, will he ever learn? Well, soon his soul needed to redeem. That grass was nice, but not as green. Door left open, that fire still burned, tail between his legs, but did he learn? Yes, he's sorry he broke the chain. Yes, he's sorry that they fought. Sometimes love is a cruel game, but only love mends a broken heart. Thanks, Dot.
You're welcome.
I'm glad the dog can be in the studio. For all those of you at home that have your dogs in their room or your cats, aren't they just the best?
They are.
Thank goodness for these little animals.
I love my boy.
All right. I'll try something a little different here and see if I remember. I just have to warm up a little bit, Don. I'm just going to make sure I'm in the right place here for this song. So a little behind the scenes practice, if you will.
We will.
So there's a song that I don't know if we've recorded it yet. I can't actually be too sure. Yes, it is. It's on our second album. It's called Ask Yourself. And I had a friend when plywood was getting, when the band was getting some pretty good gigs and we were moving around and we started touring a little bit, I had a friend of mine that was a friend of the band's. He said, you got to ask yourself, how far do you want to go with this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of caught up in it right now. And he's like, so I took that piece there, and then I looked around at all of my friends and people in the music business and people at the open mics that were singing away, and I think one of the things about musicians and artists is that we are full of crippling self-doubt, but we're not supposed to let anybody know, but at the same time. So this is a song for all the artists out there. I used to dedicate it to all the artists out there, but now I'll dedicate it to anybody that has to live with an artist. How's that?
There you go.
Paint a picture blue and gray with a small white flower on a cloudy day. Hang it up at the shop down the street. Serve some wine, new people to meet. Done it now, kid, let 'em in. It's all framed up, it's paper thin. You forgot how to breathe as you walk to the show. Have you asked yourself? Have you asked yourself? Have you asked yourself, kid, how deep do you wanna go? So dark, hang your heart and soul on the wall. Open a window to show 'em all. Done it now, can you let 'em in? It's all framed up, it's paper thin. Gotta breathe as you walk to the show. Have you asked yourself? Have you asked yourself? Have you asked yourself, kid, how deep do you wanna go? Turn the tide. Now you see yourself in the paint that has dried. Your girl was there, she was taking pictures, now they're on her phones, so no one missed it. Pretty good night, so 4 out of 10. 2 to your mother and 2 to some friends. An old southern lady who liked your style, she sat for a while and said with a smile. She herself had many a show, but before she left, she just had to know. Said, say what you mean and mean what you say. Why'd you paint that flower on a cloudy day? Took a deep breath and you talked real slow, and you asked yourself, and you asked yourself, and ask yourself, kid, how deep do I wanna go? Thank you, Dot.
You're welcome, Steve.
All right, let's see here. Moving right along.
So, you only can do one more song, and then you're going to come talk to me.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so I'll do one more song. Good. I'll just do a 3-minute song. How's that?
It's good.
Okay. Now this isn't the live song. This is just a regular.
Oh, when are you going to do the live song?
Oh, do we do that after? Or we do that now?
Do that now.
Okay.
So that I
Sure.
can go live and my beloved bride can see it.
Okay. So this is a song that's going out to you and your beloved bride, and this will be my last song.
You'll do one more after we talk.
Gotcha. Okay. Great. I hope I don't screw it up, Dot.
You won't. You won't.
All right, I think it's a finger pick song. Well, the nights are not as long since you came along. The days seem a little brighter all the time. I wake to watch the sunrise. I look across in your eyes. With you, my love, the days just seem to shine. Started off so easy, we were both keeping busy, spinning wheels and carving out careers. A blind date up in Hartford rattled up my world. Look at us now, just adding up the years. I love you over the moon, I love you around the sun. Can't believe I get to call you mine. And as the clock keeps ticking and that front porch swing keeps swinging, I'll love you 2 hours past the end of time. Always trying to make you smile, walk with you 100 miles. We've laughed and we've cried along the way. And sometimes when you're feeling blue, I reach across to comfort you in that old familiar loving way. I love you over the moon, I love you around the sun. I can't believe I get to call you mine. And as the clock keeps ticking and that front porch swing keeps swinging, I'll love you 2 hours past the end of time. And without you I'd be lost, ship on the high seas getting tossed. You're the beacon to my soul. With only you I want to grow old. Love you over the moon, I love you around the sun. I can't believe I get to call you mine. And as the clock keeps ticking and that front porch swing keeps swinging, I love you 2 hours past the end of time. I love you 2 hours past the end of time.
Nice. That was so awesome. Thank you so much. So Steve just did that song for my wife and I. We also played it at our wedding. Steve, you want to come over here and get, mic'd up?
Sure.
So I'm trying to get this posted. So I just wanted to remind you all that there's all kinds of wonderful things going on downtown. There's a show at the Hygienic. There's a show at the Mariner Gallery. There's all kinds of art and all kinds of music. Get out there and enjoy it. Cold weather's coming. It's September. Yeah. Yeah. We need to get out and support local music and local artists, because if we don't, I don't know. It's this pandemic still going on. If we're not supporting them right now while we can, what's going to happen if they shut us all down again? So let's talk to Steve. This is going to be so much fun. Wait. I've got some questions for him. Thank you for playing that song, Steve.
You're welcome, Dot. Well, thank you for...
You have no idea how much that song means to us. The words resonated with us. The only word in it that doesn't really get us is that the date was in Hartford for you guys,
right.
and it was in New London for us. Everything else about that song is us.
After I had hit the D in Hartford just now, I thought I should have switched this to New London. Okay. I had Steve Seskin is a great songwriter, accomplished songwriter, and I was part of a Nashville Songwriters Association international group a while back, and he was critiquing songs here. He'd come up to Connecticut, and there's a chapter in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And he told me, lose Hartford, because it'll make it universal for everybody around the globe. And I just was like, all right, well, I was like, I know. And he was right, in a sense. If you make your songs too specific, then people will, they won't be able to make it their own. There's that was a tip that I got from a really good songwriter who's had a lot of #1 hits. So that was really nice. But
this song
we had already recorded it, and it was like, man.
Yeah, it's a great song, and it's been up on the marquee. So
yes,
so
I know. Everybody would love to play the Guard Theatre in New London, and but getting a couple lyrics on the marquee, I'll take it. So thank you for that.
It was good, right?
That was really good.
And that went worldwide. People from all over the world saw that marquee and saw
Worldwide.
those. No, really, I have friends from all over the world.
No, I know you do.
That follow my stuff. So all over the world saw those words.
My wife happened to be driving through New London that day, which is kind of rare that she just happened to be down there. Her sister keeps a boat in one of the marinas down there, and they went out for the day, and she was driving back, and she looked up and she said, 2 hours past the end of time. And then she clicked a picture at the red light, and then she had to drive through the intersection. So she showed it to me later that night. She's like, I have a surprise for you. And I'll tell you, it really it meant a lot for me to see that and to know. And I said, Dot's got to be behind this, obviously, but so that was really nice.
Well, thank you. That whole album is one of my go-to albums, not because necessarily it's a feel-good album, because there's some deep stuff in it, but because it's a feel something album.
Okay.
When I don't want to be feeling what's going on in here,
right,
which happens, instead of drinking and drugging like I used to in the old days, I pick up music. And that album is one of my all-time favorite go-to albums to make me feel something different than what I'm feeling. So the song, what is it, Dusty Rose? Is that the...
let's see. So that is...
about she left the house at...
Yeah. So, good. Gosh, I couldn't even...
Anyway.
No, Honey Dust Divine.
Honey Dust Divine. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah. That song I thought about. I did think about at the time somebody that I knew that had a really rough life and but ended up totally. And this is before we met. And, I wrote that song a long time ago. I really like. Robert Earl Keen's music writing and Townes Van Zandt, and they're really character-driven songs.
Yep,
so if you can get into the character and kind of share a lot about the character without telling people about it, and just so Honey Dust Divine is a real storyteller song.
It really is, and it resonated with me so fully. The very first time you did it here, I had not heard it before, and you and the band did it here. Yeah. And I was like, he wrote that song about me? Wait a minute, he doesn't even know me. You know, because there's so much of it that goes even to being being baptized thing, you know, and you know, getting to a place in my life where I had given up the alcohol and drugs and getting baptized, and feeling like part of me was being washed away.
Yeah, but you still kept the purple hair.
I did have.
I mean, you kept the bells on your feet, which is important to her.
The bells on my feet,
right?
My purple hair,
yeah,
absolutely, and the tattoos too, because I keep getting more of those. Let's talk about your songwriting style, because your songs, I don't know one song that you do that doesn't have depth to it. What makes you go so deep with your music, and how do you sit there and write that without all your emotions getting in the way?
Well, I have to tell you, that's changing. You know, we're putting out a new album in April. It's not changing. I'm just realizing as I write, it's very difficult to write an easy, happy, upbeat tune. You would think it wouldn't be, but it's easier to write sad songs.
Do you think that that's because
me.
of you, or because of?
A lot of us songwriters, we feel that that's always the case. You know, and I've actually within the industry too. You know, there's if you want to get a song placed or have someone sing your song, get a really good upbeat tune that's a good song that people will like. This next album that we're putting out, I am conscious that we just finished one in the studio the other night, and I just want a song that you can just listen, turn it on, like Mama Could Dance is one that we have on our album.
Yeah, it is.
That's, you know, when that comes on,
first song on the album.
Yeah, you just want to tap your foot, and you don't have to think about it, and it's got a nice rhythm and
sing along to it.
Yeah, so you know, I want to always make sure that as a songwriter, I want to just keep trying to get those harder songs to write, which are upbeat rock songs or just things that aren't as deep. The songs, it's a very personal thing, songwriting, and sharing it with the band, and sharing it with you, and sharing it with the audience. It's a very personal thing. When I do write them in the beginning, if it is very personal to me, it might be a little bit difficult. But as like most wounds or most things that happen in my life, as time goes on, it's easier to sing them.
Yep, I imagine that's true. When you're writing a song, do you have the whole orchestration in your head, or do you take the song to the band and have them help you fill it in?
For the most part, the songs are done, and I'll record them as a demo, and then I'll give them to the band, and then they do change a little bit throughout. You know, especially when I was very fortunate to be playing with some great lead players. Right. So maybe what I'm limited to my piano playing and my guitar playing, and then someone comes in from a different angle, and I something I wasn't even on my radar, and so that'll stay in the song, that'll get into the recordings.
Yep.
But the structures, most of the structures, the verse, chorus, bridge, things like that, I write that out and record it in my studio at home. Yep. And get the demo. And the demos I like the demo. You know, I listen to them in the car. I throw them on my phone, and then I'll listen to them when I'm driving, so that I can go back and tweak things or change tempo. I've got a song that I've been working on for years and years, and it's got 3 different versions of the same song, different tempos, different instruments, because I wasn't happy with the first one. Okay. And so overall, the way that this particular project works is that I'm surrounded with great players that like the music, and they say, Steve, you know, get us some good gigs. We'll come to rehearsals. We'll show up, and you know.
What a segue! What a segue! You've got a great gig coming up.
I do, thanks to you.
Well, thanks to your music, I'm just the vehicle that picked the good music up and brought it to Friday Night Folk. So you're going to be playing at Friday Night Folk on September 24th. It's the opening gig of the season for Friday Night Folk. And we've been locked out of doing live Friday Night Folks for a couple of years now. So how does that feel?
It feels wonderful. I think that's one of my favorite, plays. We've played it once before.
Yep, you did.
I've been able to be on the stage
For Friday night, for
in
different things.
Other things, and what an amazing audience and devoted crew that you have that comes to Friday Night Folk. So it's, when you're singing your lyrics, everyone's listening to the lyrics, and it's a great listening crowd. It's also a large crowd, and people are very warm and welcoming.
I think that the crowd is going to be half that.
Which I understand.
Because of the pandemic,
of course.
It's still going to be 80 people. And 80 people is a good-sized crowd for any gig. I don't care.
We had years ago, in 2017, we played a really nice, similar listening room folk show. Mm-hmm. We played that on a Thursday, and then on Saturday, we were in Nashville playing at a big club, and it was our first Nashville gig as a band, and it was great. We had a big night, and then as soon as we got off the stage, I went into the back, and we walked behind the stage, and I looked at Kat, our fiddle player at the time, and I said, I can't wait to get back to another listening room. Like, I just love the listening rooms compared to, rock shows and big gigs are fun, and we're going to be playing
and they pay.
We're going to be playing a fair. We're headlining a fair coming up.
Nice. When is that? This
Labor Day weekend in Haddam Neck.
Oh, it's up. So, it was gone.
But it's an opportunity. The band gets up and plays. We're going to have fun. It's upbeat and stuff like that. But there's something about Friday Night Folk and other venues like that where you can go in and share your music with people that are really into it.
So you had said something about the Guard, and I think you playing the Guard would be amazing. I happen to know people.
Dot knows people in London? Well, I want to make sure we're ready as well.
Right, right.
And we've played some nice theaters, and we've had great opportunities. And selling them out and things like that, and it's just a matter of I just want.
Well, I'm thinking, my thought process is to have you open for someone a little bigger than you. You guys are going to be big. You're already doing wonderful gigs, and you play all over the place, and everybody wants you to play. But if you could open for, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
I'm just going to drop your name. I'm just going to drop your name and let them know that.
And you know what? Anytime you want, I'll come over to your house and sit on your doorstep and play that song for you. So, you just call, and I'll show up within a 6-hour window.
Nice.
But
that's awesome.
No, we've been it's a lot of hard work. Talking about the band and the pandemic. After 3.5 years of Plywood Cowboy, we took a little break. And then that segued into March of the pandemic, and it started. So, there was a time in the summer, last summer, where I was in the garden and I was gardening, and I really liked being home and on the land and working.
Did we talk during that time, and you were like, I'm not sure if we're going to get back together?
I never said that. I just said that I need to appreciate this downtime, because when you're doing an artist career, you're doing, you're promoting a brand, it never ends. And, and I have some good friends that are, I'm so proud of all of their hard work. They jumped off the cliff years ago. They didn't, I'm fortunate that I still have a self-employment job that allows me to live.
Right.
And then the music it's like this juggling act between the two of them. But I have some friends that they wake up in the morning and they're on the computer and they're getting their emails out and their feelers out, and they're getting a lot of rejections that they're used to. And then every now and then someone like yourself comes along and an opportunity arises, and they're able to expedite that and then move on from there. And that's the career, and it's a lot of work. And that's what I learned from building Plywood Cowboy. And it's good work, it's good work.
It's really good work.
And I think I'd mentioned, the crippling self-doubt and fear of child prodigies. You're just like, oh.
I think that crippling self-doubt comes with, bottom line, being any kind of an artist, it took a long time for me to accept the fact that perhaps what I do is being an artist. So I understand that crippling self-doubt. I do a radio show. I don't like...
You do a TV show as well.
I do. But the fact is that my self-doubt is very real.
Yeah.
Even still, after all these years, there are times when I'm just like... But anyway, you're back. You're going to be at Friday Night Folk on September 24th. You guys can get tickets at FridayNightFolk.org. Check it out, FridayNightFolk.org. Get tickets or on Eventbrite. Okay? This is going to be an amazing show. You already know what an amazing music he plays, and he's going to have his band with him, so yay. Steve, thank you so much for bringing your music here.
You're
when
welcome.
that album comes out in April.
April 9th is the CD release party.
If everything goes according...
Full band and then touring
Right
and
back
the rest
here.
of it. Yep.
I want to know about
Promotion, new T-shirts.
I want a T-shirt, but I'll want the album so I can play it on the
Oh,
radio.
yeah.
And so you guys can come back here. It's all going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited for it, and I'm excited for the 24th. I definitely will see you that night. I'll be there with my bells on.
I will be playing some new music on the 24th off the new album.
I'll still dance.
Yeah, no.
Will you take us out with a song?
Sure.
All right, don't forget to unplug. While Steve's unplugging, let me remind you about taking care of your neighbors. Listen, there's an epidemic out there, not just the pandemic. There's an opioid epidemic. If you don't know your neighbors and they're a little different and whatever, check on them. Check on your neighbors. Get to know your neighbors. Get to know your community. Community. The last part of that word is unity. The more we hang out together, get to know each other, and take care of each other, the better off we're going to be. Unity, community. Be a part of yours, would you please? I love you all very much, and I'll see you next week. Here's Steve.
I'll have 10 years without a drink.
Congratulations.
In a couple of weeks.
That's awesome.
I didn't do it alone.
None of us do. The first word of the first step is we.
I was 50 miles from Kansas when I came to my senses. I had run from my troubles, I couldn't call myself a man. Left a woman back in tears, my account's all in arrears. And I said, please, Mr. Dealer, I would like another hand. And that's not the way the game is played. I should have stayed and fight my demons and follow through and take those 12 steps back to you. In a gas station men's room, only dull scissors to groom. I trimmed off my beard and I cut back my hair. Filled the Chevy with high test, did a U-turn back to my mess. What a long road I've taken just to face all my fears. And that road will be so long, paved with lessons to keep me strong. I'm on my knees if that's what I'll have to do to take those 12 steps back to you. As I pull into my hometown, keep on rolling, keep my head down, past them neon lights flashing. I gotta cut those ties that bind. Take a left into my driveway, see my dog running my way. I've got a lot of work to do, I'll do it one day at a time. And that road will be so long, paved with lessons to keep me strong. I'm on my knees if that's what I'll have to do to take those 12 steps back to you. Gonna take those 12 steps back to you. Gonna take those 12 steps back to you. Thanks, Dot.